Here we are at Taikorea MotoX Park with the mighty, let's get the old girl out of the way, the mighty Beta RR430. Gonna go and see what it's like in the sand. Taikorea MotoX Park is situated just off State Highway 1 in the Hotawhenua region. Its history dates back to the early 1970s when the Manawatu Orion Motorcycle Club were looking for a base to hold their cross-country motocross events. This block of land came up for lease and was perfect. The members all pitched in with manpower and machinery to build the track and set it up, and it was run like that for a number of years until the land was put up for sale by its owners. Club member Mort Andrews was in a position to purchase the land and kept it for the purposes of motorcycle events. In around 2011, the land was then purchased by Paul Webley and his family and has remained for use by motorcyclists ever since. Taikorea is truly a great facility, open to all off-road motorcyclists for a nominal fee of $30 per day, and it's an honour system. Paul and his team do a great job of managing the facility and grooming the track. On this day, I was riding with my mate Todd on his DR650, which has to be said did a great job given its weight in the conditions on the day. I spent most of my time riding the Beta RR430 and learnt a lot. Since our last outing on the Beta, we've changed the tyres. We're now running Metzeler with an MC360 R on the front and a Karoo Extreme on the rear. The Metzeler MC360 R is known as a very hard-wearing tyre, made completely from carbon black. It's solid and will take some abuse. Though it's got no silica in its compound, so it does lack a little traction on the blacktop. Silica is generally what gives tyres their cold and wet weather grip on the seal. It's a bit of a sliding scale, and to put it simply, the more silica you have, the more grip you have from cold, but the quicker your tyre will wear out when it warms up. The more carbon black you have, the harder wearing your tyre is and the more resilient and resistant it is to damage when riding on rocks, etc. But you do sacrifice your tar seal grip from cold. The rear tyre is a Metzeler Karoo Extreme with tread arranged in 3 big blocks across the tyre, giving good contact patches on the ground and large gaps between them, which act a bit like a paddle, promising great traction in loose terrain such as the sand we're experiencing today. As the Beta RR430 is road legal, I had a bit of a spin around the block before leaving home and felt the MC360 R was a little sketchy on the tar seal, as the specs of the tyre would suggest. But as soon as I got it off-road, it felt sure-footed as a mountain goat.
That was awesome, well timed.
The aim of today was to really put the bike and the tyres to the test on the XC loop, around 12 kilometres of sand trails with some good hilly sections. I quickly started to feel comfortable on the bike. Coming in hot on the corners, on the sand, I was able to plant the front tyre in the rut and ride it all the way around. The knobs bit nicely into the sand and really washed out. On the odd occasion where I did lose the front, it was generally down to me putting the tyre a little too high on the berm and pushing wide.
The WR. Hey, he's lost it, ladies and gentlemen! Downhill. Big soft downhill. You right? Oh, yeah, I'm fine.
The Karoo Extreme on the rear is awesome in the soft sand, able to dig its way through the really loose stuff and find traction pretty much anywhere. As the day went on, the terrain churned up quite a bit, and I found myself looking for the loose stuff to plant the bike in, just to see where the limit of the tyres was. But I never could seem to find anything soft enough to stop the rear Karoo Extreme digging its way through and finding traction. We managed about 6 hours of riding on the bike's hour meter, and both the MC360 R on the front and the Karoo Extreme on the rear had no visible damage or missing chunks when we finished. We had them aired down to around 10 psi, and they were very impressive.